Chosen one, the air around you has been shifting. You can feel it in your bones, in the quiet moments when your heart starts racing for no reason, when the hairs on your arms stand tall like antennas catching signals from something unseen. You've noticed the way silence suddenly feels alive, how a glance from a stranger lasts a second too long, how the same numbers keep showing up when you least expect them. This isn't paranoia, it's confirmation. Heaven and the unseen realm are observing you, and so are those who move in darkness, studying your every step. They're watching how you react, how you carry yourself, how you keep shining even when you feel the pressure. But listen closely. God said, act normal. Because the moment you let fear take control, you give them what they want. You're not being watched to be broken. You're being watched to be revealed. You're not here by accident. You've been guided to this very moment. What you're feeling right now is not coincidence. It's divine timing. The universe has aligned this message with your spirit because your energy is shifting. Your name is echoing in places you can't see. So take a breath, center yourself, write your warmest wishes and the number 99 in the comments. It's time to release your intention into the atmosphere. Don't hold back. Speak life into your dreams. If your spirit woke up while listening, don't scroll away. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here. You were meant to find this message right now, under this sky, at this exact hour. They're watching because something about you disturbs the darkness. Your light exposes hidden motives, and your calmness drives the enemy insane. That's why you felt eyes on you even when you're alone. But chosen ones don't crumble. They adapt. Acting normal isn't about pretending. It's about control. It's about mastering your presence so deeply that no one can predict your next move. While they analyze your behavior, heaven is rewriting your story. While they take notes, angels are surrounding you. The world may think it's watching you, but in truth, it's witnessing God's plan unfold in real time. Every move you make now carries spiritual weight. Every smile, every silence, every step, it's part of the performance that heaven choreographed for your rise. They'll think you're just living your life, unaware that every breath you take is warfare disguised as peace. So keep your composure, speak softly, move wisely, because your calm is your power, and your stillness is your weapon. You are not paranoid, you're aware. You're not being targeted, you're being tested. And soon, the watchers will realize that the one they tried to study is the one who was sent to change the pattern. They're watching because they sense something is coming, something divine, something they cannot stop. And that something is you. You feel it, don't you, chosen one? That eerie awareness that eyes are on you even when no one is there. The way your spirit reacts before your mind catches up. The way your intuition whispers, be still, but stay ready. That's not fear, it's discernment. You've entered a realm where your energy can no longer be hidden. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere bends. Conversations pause. People glance. Even technology flickers in your presence because your frequency interferes with what's false. You are light inside a world addicted to illusion, and that light is impossible to ignore. That's why they're watching. That's why your name keeps echoing in quiet circles. You're not meant to fade. You're meant to be studied, misunderstood, and then finally revealed. There's a reason you were drawn to this message. You didn't stumble upon it. You were guided here. This moment was written for you long before you pressed play. You're standing in a divine crossroad between awareness and ascension. So take this as confirmation. Your spirit is awakening to new levels of perception. Write your warmest wishes and the number 99 in the comments. Let it be your spiritual signature, a code of release into the universe. What you declare here carries energy, and heaven is listening. If you feel something moving inside you while hearing these words, don't look away. Like this video. Subscribe now. You're not just watching, you're participating in something cosmic. You belong to this frequency, and it's time the universe knows your name. They're not just watching your movements, they're studying your silence. They want to understand how someone can be surrounded by storms and yet radiate peace. They can't comprehend how you keep smiling while carrying invisible battles. But that's what sets you apart. God didn't choose you to hide. He chose you to move like a mystery. Every time you act normal, you're disarming those who expect you to break. Every calm breath you take in chaos is an act of spiritual defiance. You're not pretending. You're protecting what's sacred. There are moments when you'll feel drained, as if something invisible is pulling energy from you. That's because attention, both divine and human, comes with a cost. But remember, your power isn't stolen. It's refined. Each glance, each test, each rumor, it's all shaping your awareness. You're learning how to move with grace under pressure, how to glow without explanation. The watchers may think they're observing your weakness, but what they're really witnessing is the formation of divine strategy. So stay alert, but stay kind. Walk softly, but walk with authority. Act normal, but know your worth. Because when the time is right, the same ones watching will have no choice but to recognize what they were truly seeing, a chosen soul cloaked in divine disguise. Sometimes, chosen one, you wonder if it's all in your head, the feeling of being observed, the strange coincidences, the quiet shift in energy whenever you walk into a space. But deep down, your spirit already knows. The eyes on you aren't just human. Some are physical, yes. People drawn to your aura, trying to read what they don't understand. But others are unseen, observing from higher realms, measuring how you carry the weight of your calling. Heaven studies its warriors before their next promotion. Darkness studies its threats before it attacks. You are both a test and a revelation, living proof that light can move through a storm without dimming. They're watching because something in you doesn't obey the usual rules. You break patterns without trying. You heal rooms by entering them. You confuse those who operate in manipulation because your peace cannot be provoked. When they expect you to react, you pause. When they think you're distracted, you're discerning. This is why God said, act normal. Not to hide your power, but to protect it. Acting normal means disguising your divinity long enough for it to mature safely. It's not about blending in. It's about being patient while heaven rearranges your surroundings for revelation. The watchers want a reaction. They want proof that you feel the weight of their stares, that you sense the tension. But your stillness is strategy. Your silence is sacred. Every time you keep your composure, you're declaring, I see you, but I choose peace. That is power they can't steal. It's the kind of energy that drives manipulators insane and silences gossip in midair. You've noticed how people observe your face for cracks, your tone for weakness. They're trying to decode what God has sealed, but the divine has hidden you in plain sight. They can see you, but they can't read you. Your energy has changed, and with it, your spiritual visibility. Angels stand closer now. They form an invisible perimeter around your life, intercepting things meant to harm you. Every time you sense eyes on you, remember, you're not alone. You're being guarded, documented, prepared. The attention you feel is evidence that your timeline has shifted. The unseen realm is aware that your next phase is critical. Heaven isn't testing your strength, it's showcasing it. Keep walking. Don't let fear narrate your story. You're not being monitored to be trapped. You're being measured for elevation. The universe is watching to see if your patience matches your potential. So act normal, yes. But within that calm, know this truth. Your normal is not ordinary. It's divine disguise. They're watching a prophecy unfold in real time, and the prophecy is you. Chosen one, the eyes that follow you are not just curious, they're confused. You've become something they can't categorize. You move differently now, speak with more conviction, radiate an energy that even those without discernment can feel. They sense the power, but they can't name it. They see the light, but it blinds them. Every time you walk by, conversations shift, tones change, hearts react. You are the variable no one planned for, the divine anomaly. And that's exactly why God told you to act normal. Because when the world cannot define you, it tries to destabilize you. But your calm disarms chaos. Your composure breaks patterns. You're not hiding. You're protecting the sacred frequency within you that only heaven understands. You've noticed how even the smallest things seem orchestrated lately. Random people watching you longer than usual. A stranger repeating your words. A friend suddenly distant after sensing your growth. It's all part of the exposure stage of divine elevation. The watchers, both seen and unseen, are measuring your alignment. They're testing if your peace can remain unbroken in the face of scrutiny. But here's the secret. They're not in control of what they're seeing. God is. He's letting them witness enough to confirm your transformation, but not enough to comprehend it. The same gaze that tried to find your flaws will end up witnessing your glow. Remember, your purpose threatens systems that feed on confusion. When you choose silence instead of reaction, when you move gracefully instead of defensively, you make them question their own motives. That's divine reversal in motion. Every act of restraint is a spiritual statement. I am not here to perform. I am here to prevail. You were never meant to respond to every energy around you. You were meant to shift it. The observers expect a breakdown, but you give them breakthrough energy instead. You laugh when they expect anger. You rise when they expect retreat. And in doing so, you expose who they really are without saying a single word. Acting normal is your weapon of discernment. It's a mirror that reflects truth back to those watching you. The ones who come with hidden intentions can't keep their composure in your presence. The false will always reveal themselves in the atmosphere of authenticity. That's why your peace feels so expensive. It costs you your reactions. It costs you your need to be understood. but it also protects you from being manipulated. When you master your stillness, you become unpredictable, and nothing terrifies darkness more than a chosen one who cannot be provoked. So walk through this season with quiet fire. Smile when they expect confusion. Keep moving as if you don't notice, even when you do. Because the moment they realize their eyes cannot control you, they'll understand. They were never watching you by their own will. They were drawn to you by divine design. Every stare, every whisper, every unseen glance is a prophecy unfolding. You're not being watched as prey. You're being revealed as purpose. And soon, those who analyzed your silence will stand in awe of your rise. Chosen one, the atmosphere around you has reached a strange stillness, like the world itself is watching, waiting for your next breath. The energy feels electric, as if every unseen force has turned its attention toward you. You can sense it in the spaces between moments, in the subtle pressure that builds when you're alone. It's not coincidence, it's alignment. The Watchers have gathered not to destroy you, but to witness what transformation really looks like. They've seen people rise through pride, but never through peace. They've seen ambition, but never divine endurance. And that's what you carry, silent authority. You are proof that power doesn't always shout. Sometimes it simply walks into a room and shifts the air. The call to act normal wasn't a warning. It was an instruction for greatness. You are moving through a season of divine observation where heaven is testing how you handle exposure. Can you remain calm while being misunderstood? Can you stay grounded when eyes are on you from every direction? This is not surveillance, it's preparation. The unseen realm is watching to see if your light flickers under pressure or burns brighter through it. And you've been proving it silently through your patience. That's what separates you from the rest. Your restraint is not weakness, it's strategy. You're teaching the universe how to handle chosen ones under scrutiny. You've started noticing patterns, the way your intuition warns you seconds before something happens, the way your dreams feel like coded messages, the way your emotions suddenly mirror the energy of those nearby. That's sensitivity at the spiritual level. You're picking up on transmissions others can't detect. It's why you feel drained in crowded spaces and peaceful in solitude. You're not isolating, you're protecting your signal. Every time you withdraw, your energy resets. Every time you stay silent instead of reacting, the Watchers grow more confused. They expect chaos, but all they see is composure. They expect fear, but all they feel is faith. And here's what you must understand. Those who watch you, both in spirit and in flesh, are not your enemies. They are your audience. Your journey is their lesson. Your calm under pressure is their conviction. Some are assigned to witness your growth because your transformation is meant to awaken something inside them. Even those who mock you are unknowingly validating your calling. Their obsession with your peace is proof of your purpose. You are the mirror they cannot escape, showing them what alignment looks like when it's guided by God. So keep walking through this unseen theater. The lights are on, and every step is part of the script written before you were born. The watchers are leaning in, waiting to see if your faith will hold when the curtain rises, and you already know the answer. It will. Because you've been through too much to doubt now. You are watched not to be judged, but to be revealed. Your stillness is shaking the realm. Your silence is echoing through eternity. And soon, the same eyes that watched you in confusion will watch you ascend in awe. Chosen one, the night feels heavier because it knows what you carry. There's a sacred tension in the air, a mix of divine presence and silent judgment. You can almost hear it, the whispers behind your name, the unseen footsteps of energy circling your space, the pulse of something spiritual aligning with your destiny. You've reached the stage where your very existence is a message. That's why God said, act normal. Not because you're weak, but because your calm terrifies everything that feeds on chaos. Acting normal is your disguise, your strategy, your unseen armor. The more unbothered you appear, the more you disarm what's trying to disturb you. Because the truth is, they're not just watching you. They're studying what they can't control. You've been the topic of conversations you'll never hear, the silent thought in people's minds, the curiosity that won't fade. Some admire you, some envy you, and some can't decide whether to fear or follow you. But none of it matters. What matters is that you stay aligned. Don't let the energy of observation make you perform. Don't let their curiosity rewrite your peace. You are not a spectacle. You are a mystery wrapped in divine purpose. Every time you keep moving without reacting, you confuse the enemy. Every time you act normal, you expose how extraordinary you really are. They don't realize it yet, but your quiet presence is already shifting their frequencies. Heaven knows how hard it is to remain calm under eyes that misunderstand you. The divine is aware of how you've had to walk through rooms full of energy that didn't match your soul. But every time you remained grounded, a new layer of spiritual authority was added to you. You're not merely surviving observation, you're mastering it. God allowed you to be seen so that others would learn what endurance looks like. You've become living evidence that grace doesn't need approval to glow. The eyes watching you now are witnessing divine patience, divine timing, and divine revelation all at once. There's something beautiful about this phase. You're not chasing validation anymore. You're no longer proving who you are. You've entered the quiet confidence of a chosen soul who understands that being watched means being recognized. Even the opposition is part of your confirmation. They don't realize that by studying you, they're documenting a miracle. You are walking prophecy, unfolding one act at a time. You're not just a person under observation. You're a sign, a signal, a broadcast from heaven disguised as an ordinary life. So let them watch, let them whisper, let them wonder how you keep your peace while the world tests your patience. Stay calm, smile softly, and move with purpose. You're being filmed by fate itself, and the next scene is your revelation. When the watchers finally understand what they've been seeing all along, it will be too late to stop it, because by then, your rise will already be written, and your purpose fully visible. Chosen one, the energy tonight is unmistakable, an invisible pulse in the air, a silent vibration that seems to follow your every move. You've felt it for days now, that quiet awareness that eyes are on you, that something beyond the ordinary is happening around you. You sense it not through fear, but through knowing. The universe has shifted, and your life has become a signal, a frequency that draws both light and shadow. Heaven is observing how you handle being seen. The darkness is observing how you stay calm under pressure. You're walking through divine surveillance, where every word, every step, every breath carries spiritual consequence. You were chosen for this because you can stand the weight of awareness without losing your identity. What's happening now is sacred exposure. The watchers, both human and spiritual, are witnessing how elevation truly looks. They're seeing what grace under fire means, what faith looks like when no one applauds, what divine restraint feels like in motion. When you act normal, you're not pretending. You're balancing two realms. You're walking the edge between heaven's plan and human perception. You've become a mirror for truth. Those who look at you see their own intentions reflected back at them. That's why some love you, some fear you, and some misunderstand you completely. You're not what they expect. You're what they need to see. This is a delicate stage, one where silence carries more power than explanation. You've been tempted to prove your worth, to clarify your path, to show evidence of what's happening, but you don't need to. Those who are meant to understand will feel it without words. The energy that surrounds you now speaks louder than any defense could. You don't need to convince anyone of your light. It reveals itself through time. So stay poised, stay silent, stay steady. The universe is taking notes, and heaven is preparing to move on your behalf. They're watching because your life has become instruction. The way you handle betrayal is teaching grace. The way you handle pressure is teaching patience. The way you keep forgiving is teaching love. Without realizing it, you've become a walking sermon, living proof that chosen ones don't just talk about faith, they embody it. You are being documented, not for entertainment, but for legacy. And the legacy you're building isn't measured in applause. It's measured in endurance. You are rewriting what it means to remain unshaken under observation. So let the watchers watch. Let them take notes. Let them speculate. Let them whisper. None of it can alter what's already been written, because while they observe, heaven orchestrates. While they study your silence, God is setting your stage. You're not just being watched, you're being prepared for revelation. The same eyes that doubt you now will one day witness your divine unveiling. And when that moment arrives, your calmness will make sense, your silence will be understood, and your story will echo through the realm like thunder wrapped in light. Chosen one, the moment has arrived when everything that's been hidden about you begins to surface. You've walked through the fire of observation, through the sting of misunderstanding, through the silence of being watched but not helped. Yet here you are, unshaken, still breathing peace into spaces that once tried to suffocate you. They thought their eyes could intimidate you, but they only trained you. They thought your awareness would make you paranoid, but it made you precise. Every stare that tried to dissect your spirit only made your aura sharper. You have become untouchable, not because no one tried to reach you, but because you learned how to stay aligned while being seen. This is why God said, act normal, because the divine knows your stillness is more powerful than your defense. Your silence carries the kind of command that confuses chaos. The watchers, both the ones who doubt you and the ones who adore you, are about to witness something they never expected. The peace you've protected will now become your proof. The calm they mocked will become your crown. You didn't react. You refined. You didn't fight for attention. You mastered presence. And now, the universe has finished its observation phase. The test is complete. What they were waiting to see, they're about to see fulfilled. So when you feel the energy shift again, don't panic. It's not danger. It's divine announcement. Heaven is revealing what the world has been watching for. Your season of being studied is turning into a season of being celebrated. You are no longer the one under the microscope. You are the miracle on display. Everything you endured in silence will now speak for you. Every unseen trial, every quiet night of wondering if anyone understood, those moments have become your credentials in the spirit. Chosen one. Your watchers were never your enemies. They were witnesses. They were meant to record what faith looks like when no one claps. Now they'll see what elevation looks like when heaven moves. Keep your head high, your heart pure, and your steps steady. The show isn't over. It's just shifting scenes. And as the lights rise and the world finally sees what was hidden all along, they'll realize they weren't watching a person. They were watching prophecy.